What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember, the new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to click the bell icon down below so you get notifications when we go live. And also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. It really helps out our YouTube channel. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country. In this video, we're going to talk about checks that are going out potentially this week for millions of Americans and multiple different states that are getting checks here very, very soon, some this month, and even in upcoming months, as multiple different states have already passed state stimulus checks, tax rebate checks, and other things like pausing the gas taxes on the state level, the federal level, as well as President Biden has called on Congress to pause the federal gas tax, which could happen as well. President Biden has also talked about a gas rebate check. We'll be talking about that here as well, which could lead to another stimulus check. We'll be talking about all that here in this video. So let's jump right in. Okay, first up, stimulus check update. New Mexicans from the state of New Mexico to receive more payments this week. Yeah, this is just the first state here. We have multiples to cover here. So stay tuned. This will be a video you want to watch all the way to the end here. But as you can see right here on the screen here, the state of New Mexico to receive more payments. It says next week, but it's the start of a new week here. So it's actually now this week. This week here. Yeah, here's the details. Residents of New Mexico will start receiving their newest round of tax rebate checks or stimulus checks, whatever you want to call them, whatever you prefer, uh, as early as next week, now this week, in a state effort to offset the impact of rising U.S. prices, aka inflation, right? The state's legislature and Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham approved rounds of rebate checks and economic relief this year, according to the New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department. State residents have received stimulus payments in May and June. Wow. Okay. But this round will be different from those that came in the tax rebates and are subject to a certain income threshold. Albuquerque's KRQE reported. So let's recap that. State residents have received stimulus payments in May and June, but this round will be different from those that came in the tax rebates and subject to a certain round in this threshold. So there's going to be a payment now in July for New Mexico. So New Mexico is getting payments in May, June, and some in July. Well, congratulations, New Mexico, right? Yes, inflation has hit a 40-year high in May, which has put major pressure on President Joe Biden and state leaders and legislators to take action and offset rising costs. Americans have been particularly hit hard in the wallet when paying for gas, food, and travel. New Mexico's tax department's information page specifies that married couples filing joint returns, head of household, and surviving spouses are eligible to receive a $500 income tax rebate in July, but they must have incomes under $150,000. That probably qualifies most people. Single filers and married individuals who filed separately from their spouses are eligible to receive $250 rebate checks, but they must have incomes under $75,000. Qualifying taxpayers who have filed a 2021 personal income tax return will be sent the rebate checks automatically without having to fill out an application. New Mexicans who have or will file their 2021 income taxes by May 31st, 2023 do not need to take any actions to get their rebates, the department explained on their page. They will receive them automatically by direct deposit or check, depending on how they received their refunds or made their payments. In 2022, the state's legislature approved $20 million to be distributed on a first come, first served basis as relief payments to state residents who did not file tax returns. So some states are doing this as well to pick up the people who do not file tax returns as well, as you can see here. But the safest bet for the other states is to file a state tax return. But you can see here that New Mexico is doing $20 million to be distributed on a first come, first serve to state residents who did not file tax returns. Yeah, so you can see it right there for the state of New Mexico. Households of married couples or single individuals with one or more dependents were eligible for a $1,000 relief payment, while single individuals without dependents were eligible for $500. So good job, New Mexico. It sounds like they're doing a really good job. Applications for these relief payments opened on May 2nd and were set to close on May 31st if the $20 million had not run out beforehand, according to the department. While it's too late for New Mexicans to apply now, those who did apply and were approved should expect to receive checks or direct deposits this month no later than July 31st. Now, it's not just New Mexico. As you can see here, some Americans are getting up to $1,000 in cash as White House remains silent on new stimulus checks for now. But we're getting closer and closer to the election. Here's every state. I'm not sure about every state because I've been trying to cover every state. But here's some of the other states sending relief. And just to give you an idea here, as you can see here, total state income tax collections went up by 17% in the fourth quarter of 2021 alone. That was in 2021, guys. That was at the end of 2021. Income started going up by 17% for states. And you know it's going to be for the federal government as well, for the IRS income. Okay. So imagine how much it's going up here in 2022 as people are going back to work as well. Okay. Just to give you guys an idea. The Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center says giving direct aid, direct payments is far more useful than doing income tax cuts or gas tax holidays. Well, let me know what you think. California, Governor Gavin Newsom is the latest governor to announce rebate checks, right? We get it. Millions of Californians will be getting rebate checks of up to $1,050 to help offset the high cost of gas and other goods known as the middle class tax rebate. Single people making under $75,000 will get $350, and married couples will get $150, will get $700, $350 per person. If a couple has a dependent, that means they will get an extra $350, which would total $1,050. I believe $1,050 is the maximum you can get for California. So that is not going out yet, but will be going out soon. I don't believe they've passed it yet, but I will keep you up to date on California. The state of Colorado will be getting $400 cash back. I believe they've raised it, though. I believe they've raised it. Let me see here. Yeah, see, I'm always up to date with more recent news than even like Yahoo and everybody. So I went directly to Colorado's website, and they have updated it. So it says on May 23rd is when they passed it, but they've been updating it based on their state's coffers, their state's actual, money in the bank. It started off as 400, then it went to 500. Now it's up to $750 cash back rebate checks, basically. You can see here, Colorado, a tax rebate of $750 for individual filers and $1,500 for joint filers this summer. Yeah, by giving immediate relief to Coloradans by sending you a check this summer instead of this spring. How cool is that? And you can, this is literally right from tax.colorado.gov. So, I mean, it's just, that's not a better source. I don't know what else to give you. So they passed this law back in May, but because they're taking in more money every single month, they've been upping the amount that they're going to give back to Coloradans. So, and that will be going out here soon. So you need to file a Colorado state income tax by September 30th, 2022. I don't recall if this is one of the states that you can be a non-filer. So, maybe I've mentioned that in the past, but if not, just file a state tax return. Okay, just file a state tax return or look into it if you're from Colorado, because you probably don't want to miss out on $750 to $1,500 when you could just file a state tax return and get that money, right? Right? Even if you're a non-filer, you might just want to file this year. It will be delivered in August or September. So August is literally July, August next month. Yeah. So about 3 million people should get the check. That's millions of people, guys. Delaware, the state of Delaware, a rebate program was signed in Delaware in April. It's a one-time payment of $300 per adult to help with the high cost of groceries and gas. I also want to note that a lot of states are now sending more or thinking about sending more rounds. So if your state is mentioned here, say like Delaware, $300, they could be considering more rounds of checks here in the future. Checks for Delaware should have been delivered by the end of May to people who filed their 2020 and 2021 taxes. The government says it's working to make the payment available to those who didn't file their taxes by the end of October. To those who didn't file their taxes. So I'm not sure if that means non-filers or people who didn't file them on time. You can check the status of your rebate at the Delaware.gov website. That's a long website, so you might just want to Google it. Georgia, people in Georgia are eligible for a rebate on their 2020 and 2021 state taxes. Thanks for a revenue surplus. Bill 1302 was signed into law in March. Married couples can get up to $500 back if you file jointly. Single filers can get up to $250 back, while head of households can get a maximum of $375. The state of Hawaii, Aloha, has been passed a bill giving a tax filers a rebate of $300 if they make below $100,000 and $100 for filers who make above that threshold. The Bill of Taxation says it's working on how to roll out the measure and hasn't released any specifics yet. I can't remember if there was additional money for dependents. There may be. $100 for filers. I think there may have been additional $100 for dependents, but you'll have to look into that. This article doesn't mention it. People in Idaho will get an email notifying them of their rebate. Full-time residents who filed taxes in 2020 to 2021, the government is using two ways to calculate the amount: $75 or 12% of your 2020 Idaho taxes. The tax commission says it's issuing $25,000 payment weekly, which can be through direct deposit. I think they mean to say here, or through the mail. You can check your status on tax.idaho.gov/rebate. State of Illinois. Illinois rebate checks will be given to working families. Rebate checks of $50 per adults and $100 per dependents, up to 3 children. So I think that's a $400 maximum per family. They also had several other things, a cost of $685 million. They also had several other things like, I think they're pausing the gas tax, pausing the grocery tax, and I think there's also property tax rebate for homeowners if I recall, when I went over that when it passed. You can Google that if you're from Illinois and want the details. State of Indiana. The state of Indiana expects to give more than 4 million people $125 checks to residents thanks to a large state revenue, which grew 14%. The money would start in bank accounts in May and continue till midsummer if you filed a resident tax return for 20 and 2021. I know that the governor is also calling on a second round of checks as well, which is $225 as well in addition to this. Like I said, there's multiple states that are now calling on more checks. So be aware that that could happen as well. Uh, and if your state's not listed here today, just note that it could be coming soon. Could be coming soon, especially as we get close to elections. Tax filers in Kentucky will get rebates of up to $500 for single filers and $1,000 for joint filers. So it looks like this is passed. Tax filers in Kentucky will get rebates of up to $500 for single filers and $1,000 for joint filers. Additionally, Governor Andy Beshear proposed a 1-year reduction in the sales tax rate from 6% to 5%. So, congratulations, Kentucky. I'm not sure if I seen that this one was passed, but maybe I did. I've covered so many of them. Can't remember if I covered that one. The state of Maine, yeah, this was a big one, has passed the $850 stimulus checks per person. So this is, yeah, this per person. So if you're a married couple, it's 2 of these, which would be a total of $1,700. To be eligible for the payment, residents must file a tax return by the end of October 2022. Single filers will have had a federal adjusted gross of less than 100,000, 150,000 as a head of household, or 200,000 as married couples filing jointly. Yeah, so that is for the state of Maine. New Jersey, residents in New Jersey with at least one dependent child and a tax balance of $1 or more will get up to $500, known as a middle class rebate. Yeah. Payments will be issued as a check separate from your return for the state of New Jersey. So, congratulations, New Jersey. Yeah, $500. The Division of Taxation in New Jersey will begin mailing checks on July 2nd. So, those are going out here starting this week as well. Yeah. New Mexico, the state of New Mexico is bringing out inflation relief in the form of $750 stimulus to help with the rising costs of groceries and gas. 2 laws were passed in the state providing a rebate and relief payment. Like I said, some states doing multiple checks. Yeah, we kind of already covered that. Minnesota, the state of Minnesota passed legislation giving a one-time payment of $750 to frontline workers. Applications are open until July 22nd. The website for this, if you think you're eligible or know anybody that is eligible, share this video with them. There's a share button down below to copy this link. To copy the link to this video. It's frontlinepay.mn.gov/submit. All right. While Governor Tim Walz is still trying to get legislators to pass off on sending rebate checks, aka stimulus checks, of $1,000 to Minnesotans to cover as the rising price of gas and food, that legislation hasn't passed yet, but he is trying to do it. And couples would get $2,000. So fingers crossed for the state of Minnesota. Yeah. The state of Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin signed a budget this month that will see income tax refunds of $250 for individuals and $500 for married couples, and eliminates the 1.5% grocery tax. Yeah. So congratulations to Virginia, $250 for individuals, $500 for married couples, and 1.5% for grocery tax reduction. I'll keep you up to date on when that goes out here as well, and if even more goes out. Pending state stimulus, several other states are considering tax breaks and pending legislation. New Hampshire legislators in New Hampshire have proposed a one-time rebate of $25 to vehicle owners in the state to help with fuel costs. Kansas governor made a budget amendment in April announcing a $250 tax rebate to all Kansas who filed a 2020 tax return in 2021. It will cost $460 million but hasn't been finalized yet. The state of North Carolina proposed a $200 tax payment to all licensed drivers and would be funded out of the state's 1.3, that's supposed to be billion, $1.3 billion revenue surplus. The state of South Carolina, Democratic legislators have proposed raising income tax 1% in the top marginal rate, that's for rich people, in order to fund $400 checks for individuals over 17 years of age. And, there's also been other checks like the Alaska check that was passed. I think that was like $3,200. This doesn't cover them all, but we've, tried to cover them all here on our channel, and I will keep you up to date here. The state of Missouri also had a proposal here as well. I think it was $500 checks here as well. So I'll keep you up to date here with all of them here going on in our channel or on our YouTube channel for all the states as they come out here, as well as the federal checks here as well. President Biden has proposed to pause the federal gas tax and also bring forward gas tax rebates, aka checks, to provide inflation relief. So I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here. They also have significant progress on the Build Back Better package. So make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Just click the subscribe button and then click the bell icon to get notifications. It's completely free to do so. You just literally click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on new videos. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and then 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times and tune in at those times so you don't miss out on any new videos. You can click here to see my newest video next. Or you can click here to see my new video on the Democrats reaching a new deal, and Mitch McConnell warned them. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.